Welcome into one of the first full boxes of Avatar: The Last Airbender Play Booster display boxes that I have opened for myself. I did go to a few pre-release events, so I have started to immerse myself into the set, and I've been really excited about this set ever since they announced it. And if you've been following the content I make, you can see that I've been very into all the different cards that they've announced, all the different sets and keywords that they have brought up, and I've been really wanting to build some of the commanders and some decks that this set has brought with it. I have definitely pulled a good number of Sokkas and Sukis for my Sokka and Suki deck, as well as a good number of allies that would fit their playstyle. I do need to get a little bit more equipment, and that will probably have to come from outside of this set, unfortunately, because there are some really good equipments that would go well into this box, into a deck with Sokka and Suki. Additionally, from my pre-release event, I was able to pull a Firelord Azula, and she's definitely a card that I'm planning to build around as well, being 1 blue, black, red for 4/4 and firebending 2 that doubles any spell you cast when she attacks. Is definitely a very strong creature and ability to build around. From this pack, I was able to also pull Ozai the Phoenix King, so he definitely also fits into her colors and will allow me to not only have a lot more mana during my abilities, during my attack phases, but also allows me to have a strong creature on the board. He is 6 mana, so it's a little bit more expensive than Firelord Azula, but for a 7/7 trample, firebending 4 and haste, and not losing the firebending mana that I would get, is definitely a very strong card in the 99. He is a good commander on his own, but if I'm going for Firelord Azula as the commander, I think he'll definitely be pretty strong. I was able to pull some other good cards that would fit, like Sozin's Comet, which, along with all the other firebenders and all the different creatures that I was able to pull, will definitely allow me to build a strong deck. The Zuko and Mei card that came from the Scene box would also be a very nice, strong card for this deck because it allows allied cards to be played as if they had flash. Mei and Zuko, for the same cost as Firelord Azula, you get a 3/5 firebending 3. You may cast ally spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. So any spell that you play during combat, as long as she's attacking, gets doubled, and that would definitely be pretty strong. I also was thinking of all the different shrines that I was able to pull, that I might look into making a Go Shintai deck. So a lot of good enchantments and enchantment creatures in this set, as well as all the different shrines, so one for each color. That will definitely be something that I will be looking into. I will definitely make a tech deck, so a deck tech, about the different decks that I'm planning on building, going through CDH Rec, going through Architect, and just coming up with a good mana base as well as the different cards that I will be using. I definitely want to try to use as many cards from the set as I can, just to really immerse myself in the different cards that this set contains. But I do know that to become a more bracket 3, bracket 4 deck, I will be needing to move into cards outside of this set, because I don't think there's any game changers printed in this set, but I'm not 100% sure. I know they printed a banned card in the scene cards, but I don't believe there are demonic tutor, any like strong game changers printed in. No, wait. There might be. I don't remember. I'll have to check that out when I start doing my deck techs. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content that I've been making. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the set. I definitely have been. Unfortunately, I recorded this first box opening in the same way I've been recording all my other content, which is vertical. Hopefully that isn't too big of an issue for everyone, that this first video is in vertical mode. I wanted to put it in horizontal, but it just does not look very good. If you like the content I make, like I say in almost any of my videos, please feel free to drop a follow, subscribe, comment how you guys have been enjoying the set, what you're looking forward to building, how have any commander nights that you've gone to been going, anything you want me to cover in regards to this set, anything along those lines. I would gladly look into something. If anyone has any particular ideas for different decks, different cards that might fit the decks that I'm planning on building, I'm hoping to sit down sometime this week and actually go through all of the commanders that I've been wanting to build, see what cards I actually own, and go from there, see what cards I need to buy additionally. And although I really enjoy opening packs, I definitely feel the difference between this set and the Final Fantasy set, because I skipped Spider-Man and I didn't open all too many Edge of Eternity cards, but I did feel that the Final Fantasy set had a lot more of the special printings that this set just has a much reduced percentage of those cards. I know that they did alter the hit rate of those, so there are, I think, from just the box that I opened, so that's a good number of packs, I only pulled 2 scene cards from the whole box, which is pretty low. And I feel that those cards are on the same level as rares. I don't think they're considered mythics, but I'm not 100% sure. But even on that, the note of mythics is relatively low. So 8 8 mythics from the entire box, which is a little sad in my opinion, but I really feel that Final Fantasy had a little higher hit rate, which I guess for it being the biggest set that Magic has ever released in terms of numbers and amount of money that WotC received, I can sort of understand, as well as the hype around it was definitely very, very palpable, that there was a lot of really nice cards, along with the quality, I would say, or the power level of those cards definitely seems a lot higher than what is in this set, which is sad. I also think that maybe it's just because Final Fantasy has a whole lot more content to pull from, but the quality of most of the, like, quote-unquote scene cards or art cards of reprints seem to be a little higher in that Final Fantasy set. I definitely have a good number of those for the different commander decks that I have, just because I liked having the alternate art in comparison to some of the standard art of cards that were reprinted in the Final Fantasy set. I've definitely really enjoyed opening packs and figuring out what I want to do with them. I have them all thrown around my desk, and I need to go through and really sort all of them and then alphabetize them, which is going to be a whole task on its own. I'm currently also waiting for more inner sleeves so that I can properly protect the cards that are worth a little bit more money, because I unfortunately ran out of those, and I was starting to take them off of other things, but I, in the end, decided to just order more because I still have another box of play boosters to open, and I have the whole box of Jumpstart, where I'm hoping to pull some mythics there, because there's definitely some nice cards that would fit well into Sokka and Suki, as well as Firelord Azula, as well as there are cards that I pulled that fit well into my Sephiroth deck, like Fire Nation Trebuchet. So always getting a creature, 2/1 colorless construct, artifact creature that attacks as well as dies at the end of the attack phase, which would trigger Sephiroth as long as he's on the board, as well as triggering any and all other death trigger counters that I would normally have in that deck. So definitely having a constant attack trigger creature coming in and dying at the end of the round will help me along in that game. I definitely need to see what other cards and creatures would fit into other decks that I have. So my Muldrotha deck, going through finding good cards that sack, finding good cards that play well again from the graveyard, and other cards that fit its color typing. which is blue, black, green. So maybe I can find a good counter spell. Waterbending Lesson is pretty strong to draw 3 cards and then discard a card. So it's definitely a good variety of cards in this set that would play well in other decks that I have currently. My ALTA and Maverin deck might do well for getting some allies like the Kyoshi Warriors. So white card fits the green-white colors, as well as gets a ally token. So definitely anything to increase the number of tokens that I'm able to create in a turn will definitely be pretty helpful. And then I do have a Ishin deck, so going through my white, black, red cards to see what good attack triggers there are in this set will also be something that I will be doing in the near future, as I can't remember any off the top of my head. I don't know if firebending counts as an attack trigger. Firebending whenever this creature attacks. Maybe adding a bunch of firebenders would be doubled up by Ishin's ability, because Ishin's ability is any attack triggers, any triggered ability is doubled. Oh, let me double check that. Ishin MTG. Yes, if a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Ooh, okay. I did not think of that, but firebending is an attack trigger, and that attack trigger would trigger again. So I would double any... Yeah, I'm seeing now on EDH Rec that all the new firebending cards would definitely be very strong in an Ishin deck. Whenever Combustion Man attacks, destroy target permanent unless the controller has Combustion Man deal damage to them equal to his power. Fire Nation Palace, 1 and a red. Target creature you control gets firebending until end of turn. Firebender Ascension, when this turn enters, create a 2/2 firebending red soldier with firebending 1. Whenever a creature you control attacking causes the trigger ability of that creature to trigger, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, you may copy that ability. Ooh, Firebending Ascension is really strong because it doubles up. It gets doubled up and then doubles up later. Nice. Firebending or Fire Nation Turret. At the beginning of your combat, put 2 +2/+0 and Firebending 2 until the end of turn. Put a charge counter for red. So it's a mana sink. And then Ozai, the Phoenix King, would fit really well. Trample, Firebending 4, haste. Firebending 4 would be the attack trigger. And then he would definitely fit well. Be tricky to figure out if I want to go Firebending, if I want to put Ozai in Azula or in Ishin. I'd need to figure out what cards to remove from my Ishin deck, but definitely need to think about that, which I hadn't prior, if it's not obvious by my erratic cadence of discussion, I will definitely have to read through my cards again, because that did just dawn on me that Ishin would trigger firebending. So definitely need to find what are the best firebending cards that fit, and hopefully there's firebenders that trigger more than just more mana. Oh yeah, there's Combustion Man. Right, as I'm recording the audio, I'm also sorting the cards that I pulled. Found Judy, one of many, so the card that I was talking about, one of my favorite uncommons from this set, which is another really good card that I'm probably going to put into my Sephiroth deck, because you're constantly able to get a new creature, sacrifice it, and get a new creature as well. So just having a pretty constant sack outlet for 1 black mana, which is definitely something pretty strong and definitely something necessary for a Sephiroth deck. I did recently go through my Sephiroth deck before this set came out and reduce the price, or not price, but like the mana curve in that set, in that deck. So I'm hopefully, by changing up the cards in there, not going to mess up my mana curve. Just need to figure out what cards I need to swap out. Hopefully this has been interesting to you, those who are watching. I will be posting a short with all of the uncommons, or most of the uncommons, and the mythics and rares that came from this box that we're currently watching. And I will be posting another box opening in the near future in regards with a better aspect ratio, as in I actually recorded it sideways and not vertically. And hopefully, if this video doesn't do as well, that other one will do a little better. Alongside those, I'll probably be working on the aforementioned deck techs that go over the different decks that I am planning to build. Thanks for watching.